The urban tie. Well, we're going to write it on the screen. It's going to be better. And is very good. And this price is a little bit under $100. So it's beautiful tie. The silk comes from Lake Como in Italy, and it's handmade, literally handmade in Romania. So I show you a few. I specifically like his striped ties. So he just sent us actually a few days ago, because he likes to send us a few ties, you know, for the different seasons so that we can always review it. So for example, this one, I think this is a beautiful tie. Look at that, you see? So I don't have the time to knot all of them because it will take 3 hours with everything I have, but you see that? So that's a striped tie. Typically this, with a blue blazer, or with any kind of blue suits, or even with a brown suit, for example, it will work perfectly. A little tip on that. Look at the colors in the tie. For example, if you say, okay, this tie is a majority of blue, so it will work with any kind of blue outfit, but there's some brown here. So you can give it a try, for example, with a tobacco jacket or a brown jacket, and I'm pretty sure it will work. You see, always try to find a color in the tie which is reminiscent of the color of your jacket. Striped tie, like this one, white stripe, well, regimental tie, as we say it. It's a little bit more casual than other type of tie, but for me, it's what I wear almost every day. That's the urban tie. So let's try a few others. This is very fun for the summer. Look at that, how fresh, how crispy. It looks for me like almost a candy. I'd like to eat this tie, literally. This is what we call a shantung silk. You see, this silk is not totally knit. It's a little bit rough on purpose. This is very summery, this one, always by the urban tie. All those are the urban tie in Romania. Look at this one a little bit more, on the same collection. Look at this one. You see, this one is purple and dark blue. Look, wow, this is very chic. Huh? Sonia, do you like this one? Yes, she likes it. Shantung silk, again. And then another stripe here, a little bit more formal, let's say. See this one, because it's a bit more shiny. This will be a little bit more for, you know, business meeting maybe. Always the same. You see, this one is brown and different shade of blue. This will go with a lot of different outfits. And then we go to something a little bit more specific. All these are new tie that we received very recently, always by the urban tie. Look at this. This has a lot of flair. Here we're more in the 1950s. I would say 40s, 50s, 50s, 60s even. With this kind of greenish blue and some kind of purple in it. This is a very versatile tie. One other tip passing by in my head is that always do what I do. Because sometimes you see a beautiful tie on the rack and say, oh, I love this tie. But then you do this, it doesn't really work, specifically when you have a jacket. Okay, so always try to do that. And if you buy online, try to imagine, try to identify on the color of the tie something that will be reminiscent of your jacket. And the last one I want to show you is not the last one of their collection. You understand that each of the brand I will show you, and I am showing you, have hundreds of different ties. I just grabbed a few like this in my closet to share it with you. But this one, for example, is medallion. Medallion is extremely interesting. Why? Because you are not trapped in some rules. Medallion can go, for example, extremely well with striped shirts. In the case of strap ties, there's a rule you really have to follow, is that if you want to wear a striped shirt with a striped tie, it has to be of different scales, right? If you have, for example, a striped shirt with little stripes, then you can wear it. This one, because it will not be in conflict visually. But if you wear a little striped shirt with a little stripe on your shirt, it's going to create some kind of a conflict visually. So the rule is a very important rule. I mean, it's not a rule. You will not go in jail if you don't follow this rule, of course. But it's a stylistic thing that you should really, really be careful of, is that when you wear two stripes, always make sure it's different, how do you say? Scales, yeah, I have to ask Sonia because sometimes I'm losing my English, okay? So, same pattern, different scale, okay? But for this one, this is very versatile. You can wear this with practically everything. So, it's just a few examples. Dan Castache, the urban ties in Romania. He has an e-shop. It's a fantastic. I think when they're on sale, they're around $60, something like that. And now these days they're around $100. It can ship all around the world, and we really, really like this mask.